Is your ring on the party line long, short? Because that's the one I used.
Wow. Talk about old guys.
Hi, welcome to Old Guys Playing Games. It's our latest episode, and we're here with the old guys who play games. We all have good mics except Josh.
Here we go. But I still sound as good as ever.
No, you look. And
well,
you sound spectacular.
That's a given, my friend.
And you do look like you're landing rebel cruisers on a distant planet.
Earlier today, we did a mic test, and Josh was driving from South Florida, and he had me rolling on the floor because he literally had his phone on the dash and that headset on. And he said he was like a helicopter pilot because you couldn't see outside. It looked just like a cockpit.
Yes, sir. We'll be landing in about 20 minutes. We got some sharp winds coming up, so we got to take a little
traffic
bit of
updates.
Circle. But
did you do the Les Nessman turkey report?
Les Nessman.
Les.
You youngins don't know what we're talking about.
WKRP, yes.
For the love of God, I thought
Beautiful.
turkeys could fly.
Okay, well, this is a show that we talk about video games, so it's time to talk video games. Well, it's Halloween time in the United States. Is Halloween an international thing?
It's becoming one, yeah. I mean, I was in London last week, and there was a lot of Halloween stuff coming out. Yeah.
We didn't start it though over here.
It was
All
a pagan
Hallows
ritual
Eve, right?
based out of England.
I think Madison Avenue really started it. I think.
Oh my gosh!
Like
They're
Valentine's Day?
continuing it.
So anyway, it's Halloween time, and that can only mean one thing. Anyone? Ken, what does that mean? It's your favorite time of year.
Talking about Call of Duty Halloween, The Haunting.
The Haunting. And I think Ken probably has finished all his... this is, when they release a new season, and typically when they're doing it around Halloween, there's these new challenges you have to get. And what do they call these things? Can't remember.
I think they are challenges. What are they?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's just...
Scare challenges. So everything is around a Halloween theme. And this year they really outdid themselves because they chose Scream, the movie series Scream. And they have a bunch of really cool Scream references in the... But what do we think about it? For those of you that have jumped in and played Call of Duty.
Well,
Josh, what do you think about it?
I'm still waiting for the four of us to get on Scream Deathmatch. I'm hoping that we'll be able to. Because to me, I think that's the best thing that they've added. Because the other stuff is just Nuketown and Halloween. But I really think that Scream Deathmatch is fun. Because I think, I was playing with Ken, I think, and I was like, Ken, where are you? He's laying on top of a van somewhere, so it was fun. I like that part.
Ken is really good at it. Why don't we have Ken describe what is that game type? Because you're a master at it.
Well, it's almost like prop hunt, but it's actually hide and seek. Two players become the Scream ghost face character, and they seek out the other folks. And the other folks don't have weapons. All they can do is punch and run. While the Scream...
They have a flashbang.
That's right, a flashbang. That's right.
A single, right? A single
flashbang
yes.
to stun your stalker. Ghostface has a knife, so his job is to go around and kill all the survivors. It starts off with two of them. Actually, it's only two of them for the entire game. But I think there are 6 other players that are non-Ghostface. And it is a lot of fun. It's for people that have ADHD, Jason. It can be a struggle because you have to really stay still, stay quiet. Yes. But to kind of make it a little easier for the Ghostface, your character will randomly scream at the top of their lungs to give your location away. But we did have a lot of fun with it.
But you know what I found, though? I played once, sorry, Jason, and was never the killer. I was always
What?
the
No,
yeah.
you
I
have
was,
to be.
You have to be.
No, I'm telling you, I wasn't. There wasn't one round where I was the killer. It was odd.
That's interesting. No, I mean, so for those of you that didn't get any of that description, because it's basically duck, duck, goose in Call of Duty.
That's a good way to put
And
it.
you go around, and it's duck, 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 goose, and then everybody takes off. And the problem is the goose could be right next to a duck, and then you're in trouble. The one other thing that's challenging about it, which is annoying and it makes it difficult for the Scream guy, is that you wear a mask, and your visibility is somewhat limited by the mask, which I found a place to hide where, for some reason, they run by me and don't see me, and I told Ken, which may have been a mistake, but I haven't told anybody else.
You still haven't told me. You said you were going to, but then you didn't.
He told me.
Well, Ken is a graduate of my
coming
university,
for
so I can
you.
trust him with this information.
Oh my God, I don't even know what that means, Stuart.
Well, it's because I know we're going to play together. And if I tell you where my hiding place is,
But there's multiple maps. You mean just on that particular map?
it's on a particular map. It's one.
Yeah.
Correct.
And by the way, it's in plain sight, which I don't get, but people don't see you. I don't know why.
Well, lucky for you, Stuart, my memory is really bad, so I won't remember where you were.
That is true. That is true. Anyway, it's a fun game, and I think, and just pile on real quick, I actually think one of the cool things that Call of Duty does with their content is do things like this, and I think this is the coolest content they do. Last year was
What was last year?
Mike Myers, and they had the basement, and they had all that, right? They had a bunch of stuff.
And they had a really good weapon. The pumpkin crusher. I love that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's right. You remember one of the houses in the farmland underneath had sort of the hanging hooks, and it was
I'm trying to remember. Was that Jason or was that Michael Myers? It must have been Michael Myers.
It was Michael Myers, I think.
Yeah, it was Michael. So check it out if you haven't, because it's actually really fun, and it is. I don't know if Stu was saying this. Like they have gotten they totally get how to keep people engaged in this darn game, because there's just so many times you can play these multiplayer maps in just normal times. So this is definitely a way to keep it interesting, and we're all addicted to getting these different cards. Now, in a matter of weeks, it comes out. The game we all have been waiting for. 1 week?
Well, what's today?
No, it's 2 weeks, right?
Is it 2 weeks? Today's the 24th, so yeah. Probably
November 9th.
No, 5th.
No.
5th.
November 5th.
So, it's 2 weeks, right? Or
It
a little
is,
over 2, because Halloween's
week and a
Sunday
half.
night, and then...
Yeah. It's the Friday,
So-
the 5th. Yeah.
There's a story that I always rely on Beast to read the entire story. I just read the headline.
That's Ken, by the way.
Yeah, Ken. I rely upon him to help me with the full story. And there's been a story going around about Vanguard. Something about photography. Anyone following what I'm talking
No, I
about?
haven't seen that.
So nobody read it.
No, I know what
Ken
you're
read
talking
it.
about. You're
Okay.
talking about that they had.
What is it?
They had they took photographers, professional photographers, and they gave them a display to be able to walk around the digital Vanguard world that they built and try to pick it apart. And apparently the photographers were actually very, very impressed with the graphics and said that it was pretty realistic.
I like it.
Is that the story you remember, Jason?
Yeah, here it is. War photographers go inside Call of Duty Vanguard to capture images. Oh, so that's what they also did. They put them in there to capture really cool footage.
Oh, very cool.
That's a really cool
So
idea.
they put guys who understand how to do composure and compose pictures and put them in there to see if they could compose realistic photos. That's cool.
That is cool. So we're all obsessed with the World War II genre, particularly Call of Duty.
Yes.
And we played the
Beta.
It was like an intro.
Beta.
And it was beta. And it was phenomenal. It stunk the first day, but it got progressively better until it was just phenomenal. And now we're all itching to play this darn game. So in a matter of weeks, you'll get to play Vanguard as well. If you are a Call of Duty fan, you will love this one. Okay, we're going to take it back to retro times. And I'd like to get you all to weigh in on the first legitimate first-person shooter you can remember playing that you then said this is your genre. Because this is undoubtedly, for the four of us, we play a lot of different games, but FPSs they tend to be the games that the four of us have played for the last couple decades together. So what is the first FPS that you can remember playing and got hooked on it? It might not be the first FPS that you ever played. it could be the first one that you play that you got hooked on.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Stewie.
Yeah, for me, it immediately pops to mind is Quake, right? I mean, I think Quake was the game that was the first multiplayer, and back then physical multiplayer, because even though you played in the same room, you would connect. Quake was the one where I'm like, this has the aspect of interaction with the players as well as playing the games and teamwork. So I would say Quake is probably the first person shooter. I mean, maybe Rainbow Six or one of those, but I think Quake is probably the one.
Let's go, Josh.
So I just had to, I know what it was, but I just had to look up the name. It's called, this was in the 90s, it's called Star Wars Dark Forces.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, you're a stormtrooper, and so you're using all of the, the Empire weapons and stuff. It was, but yeah, after that
You were hooked.
Yeah, and then I remember maybe because there were some third persons like Metal Gear, but then Halo. Once Halo came out, that was like, forget it,
And because mine is the same there. Halo was the first one. Although I was into Doom and Quake, I still was like, yeah, this is something that's didn't do it for me, because it was a lot of like single level, and although you could go up and down, it was sort of like you fell down to the next level and you fell down to the next level. It wasn't like legitimate, real physics of jumping, and that just didn't do it for me. So I have to agree with Josh on that one. But I'm going to go to Ken now and see if there's a different game on the list.
Well, I did play all of those and enjoyed them all. However, I think that the one game that really I remember putting the most hours in and enjoying it was Call of Duty. It was the World at War, because they did the Pacific Theater of War, and it was really, really well done, and it really kept me engaged. And that's really what started my passion for the first-person shooters and subsequent Call of Duties after that.
I'm just looking at that. That. You know what? I still have that game. I
So
still
do
have
I.
that box. Wow, I'm going to pop that in.
I will say Unreal Tournament was a really good one back in the day when Unreal's engine was first starting getting going. They did a good job with not only the first-person shooter part, but also the multiplayer part.
But was that World at War was 2008, it says?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, then, I guess Ken didn't enjoy my Quake experience with him back in college.
No, I enjoyed it, Stu. I enjoyed it, but it didn't draw me in. I was still a fan of platform games at that time.
Yeah.
I really wanted to play more of that kind of stuff than the first-person shooters. I played Doom in the CAD lab at college.
Yeah, I did too. But Doom to me was a first person. It was a single player multi. It wasn't.
It was not multiplayer. They was doing single player. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking multiplayer.
Jason, you remember in the Marshall Center? I think it was on the basement floor. There was like a computer.
Yeah, the computer lab.
And people were playing Doom. People were playing Doom
all the time.
Yeah, but it wasn't the computer lab. It was downstairs. I feel like it was down in the basement, right?
We created it just for that. That was like, because so many people were playing in the computer lab, we had to build this other little place where people could play
That's
Doom.
Hilarious.
Yeah, we got in trouble.
Like in a dungeon.
Yeah, we got in trouble.
Yeah, we would do it in the engineering lab. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we would go in the CAD lab and we would put Quake on and network them all together and play. While all the other engineers were in there trying to create their solid models and drafting, we were in there screaming at each other, shooting each other, playing Quake.
Which we did too, right? I mean, we actually did classwork. We graduated, but the grad students, we go in on the weekends, right? We're going on the weekends. But the grad students are always there on the weekends, the PhD students, and they were
pissed.
Yeah,
generally not as understanding.
Fans.
Yeah.
I will say, one thing I want to add, I'm sorry. Doom had a really cool feature that it enabled you to create your own mods. And there were people out there that were really, really good at it.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one special mod for Doom that really, really, frankly, scared the crap out of me. It was Alien. They made Doom like Alien.
I remember that.
And they had all of the audio clips of the alien walking, making the sounds that it makes, and you're just walking the halls trying to find this stupid thing. And I played it in the dark, which was stupidest thing you could do. And it would scare the crap out of me because I would wear it with headphones. And I'd hear that noise of the alien, and I'd whip my head around going, what the hell? Well, it's just a game. But that one really, really struck me. I loved the immersion that they built for that.
Yeah. It's very cool. So this week, there was an announcement that we didn't get a chance to talk about, so I'll throw it out. It was Seagate announced a really nice new 2 terabyte Xbox game drive that is $70.
Yeah.
2 terabytes.
I'm pissed, by the way.
Why?
Because I bought the 1 terabyte ones that came with launch. They were like $200 or whatever they were. They were crazy.
Did you guys see that story this week?
I heard that they were coming out with one, but it was going to cost more than the Xbox cost.
I'll chat it to you in this app right here.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Because
do you feel like you need that storage?
Yeah, because I'm into the spot now where like I want to play several games, at a time, not at literally one time, but and I have that thing every single time I'm gonna consider a new one to play, and that I have to be like, oh, which one am I getting rid of? And
that's true.
I think I need space for at least 15-ish games at a time.
I don't know about 15.
Number 80.
How much time do you have?
Yeah. The problem is though, if you share the Xbox with your kids at all, right? One MLB The Show or one Formula One 2021 or FIFA will crush your machine with size.
Yeah.
I just got FIFA today. I just downloaded it because I saw Ken was playing it, and I'm like, I gotta get FIFA. Do you have it, Josh?
No, I need to get it. I need to get it. 21 or 20? Is it 21 or 22? 22, right?
Dude, Ken keeps doing this to me. I just got Dirt 4, and I'm playing it, and I'm loving it, and Ken's like, why didn't you get Dirt 5? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how
you not knowing that the new version is Ken's problem, but that's fine.
It's 1 year ahead, right? It comes out in the fall, and it's
Relax,
1 year
Josh.
ahead.
Relax.
I mean, I guess we're better FIFA fans than you are.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. I'm playing FIFA 37 right now.
Right?
Yeah, why don't you quiet down? So that's fine.
Good cricket game and review that. That's what I'll do.
There's a cricket game out
there. There is.
I know there is.
There was a rugby one back in the day that I actually liked playing. It was fun.
That would be fun.
Not understand those rules. It's ridiculous. Okay, I got a fun round for you.
The athlete in you don't understand rules. It's shocking.
Intramural champion.
Just throw me in. Tell me what I need to do.
All-time rusher.
Okay, here's a fun one. If you had the opportunity, you had all the magical powers in the world, and you had all the money to do this, and you could do it to the same level they're doing the hottest, biggest games these days, which game from growing up would you totally redo, reimagine with today's top gaming engines, today's top developers, today's top marketing, and the whole shebang? Which game from growing up would you totally redo? See, I threw this one in there.
I know right off the bat.
I got one.
Wow. Oh, no, Ken, go.
Pitfall.
That's a good answer.
I would love to have a, quote, Indiana Jones game, and Pitfall would be the perfect fodder for that. I would love to see a modern-day Pitfall game.
Did they not ever do an Indiana Jones game?
They have, but they've all been through the LucasArts.
But
it was an art.
Well, LucasArts actually made Indiana Jones games, but they were more of the.
Was it Crystal Skull? Was it that crappy?
No, it was adventure type where you had to kind of point click type thing.
But there was an arcade Indiana Jones that I used to love playing.
There was.
It was like you could get on in 2 when they were on the mine cart things. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great call, Ken.
The crappiest of the movies. Yes, the second one. Yes.
Okay, Stu, you sound
like Crystal Skull, Stuart.
Okay, fair point. No, I don't acknowledge Crystal Skull exists.
Okay, that's
not
fine.
Canon.
That's fine.
Once he was in that refrigerator and described a nuclear blast, I was done. So Jason, so mine. There's so many. Ken's is really good. I put them maybe above mine. I would like to see a sort of Witcher type game for Dragon's Lair. Because Dragon's Lair was such a unique game because it was Laserdisc and what it was, and it was animated, and I think a cool sort of multiplayer world in Dragon's Lair would be cool.
I'm going to have to go ahead and push back on that one because that's like redoing Goonies. Like there are certain movies that you just simply can never redo.
Okay,
you can't redo Dragon's Lair.
Wow.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I mean, he just
I share.
Now, see, look,
come on,
he just took a big old steaming Judy all over your answer. That's what
I'm going to now retract my answer and go with E.T. the video game as my choice.
Okay.
If any of them needs a reboot, that's the one. No, see, I like the Dragon's Lair. What was that? Don Bluth? Was that the guy who did the animation for that? It was like
wow.
It was like a movie. It was the first interactive movie. I mean, it wasn't like you were really controlling what the character did. It was like a Which Way book, in a video game, and that's what I really liked about it. But I can see being able to control that character would be very.
It would be cool, right?
Yeah, it would be very cool.
I mean, I don't think it would ruin the Goonies experience. That's all I have to say. Punk.
But you agree you shouldn't redo Goonies, right?
I don't think. No, you cannot redo Goonies.
No,
you can't redo Goonies. Okay.
No.
We're all on
not
the
with
same
Thanos.
page. Okay, I see. Josh is still deliberating. I can tell.
I'm
He's
stumped.
still.
I've got two came to mind. They're not great, but
NBA Jam.
I know what you're gonna say. No. Double dribble.
Well, there's Bird versus Dr. J. How about that?
That was my first one, but they NBA 2K. That's about as good as it's gonna get. But no, the Star Wars game. Remember the arcade game where you had the. You actually were in the you had the
rotoscope one, the green laser one,
whatever that's called.
Yes, the yoke. It had the cool yoke.
The T-handle.
Yes, the yoke. Yeah, and it was just such basic graphics, But I feel like, and you're going in the trench and you get to fire the,
that was
the
cool
torpedoes.
Game.
But yeah, I would like to see them trick that out and be really cool.
Did you get a chance to play Squadrons when it was?
I did.
Yeah, see,
I didn't
played
like it either.
For 20 minutes, and I was like, done. Something about that repetitive flying the spaceship thing.
Right.
I just couldn't do it. So, Josh, did you actually answer?
I mean, it's Star Wars. I was thinking Tron. Like you could do
Tron.
something cool with Tron.
Tron could be really good.
Yeah. Thanks for participating, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jason, did you want to dump all over mine too, or
no? I loved yours.
So it's just against Stuart, right? That's what we're saying. Or I'm trying to create like conflict. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're doing a great job.
Okay, I picked.
Josh, I put a link to the game in there in the chat. You can go look at your game.
Oh my God.
No, it's nice. I'm with Josh. That was a great game, and I think that. And you're right. Squadrons didn't do it for me either. Battlefront was good, but
was it okay? So that was close to what Battlefront or not Battlefront, but Battlezone.
Squadrons.
Battlezone is what that same type of thing. Okay.
Battlezone had the two handles. This had a yoke.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right, Stuart. Exactly right.
I'm with you, Josh.
I do love that. Okay, I'm going with Contra.
Oh, it's a terrible game.
I was gonna. I had that one in my brain too, but
I love
that's a good one.
Contra.
Said anything, and it was going to be terrible.
Yeah, it was already loaded. It was already in the chamber.
That's fine. That's fine.
That guy just sprayed bullets in some weird.
Only if you got that certain weapon type. Did he spray bullets like that?
Was that a side scroller or was that a
up and down?
Up and down, right?
Up and down.
Yeah, it was like Zack.
No. It was side, meaning you're going horizontally, right?
Right.
That was
Left to
Contra.
right.
Yeah.
And it was the kind where you had one stick that was pointing in the direction that you shot, and the other one was the control of which way you went.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
I think so. Yeah.
Now, would you want it to be that same game type, or did you?
No.
Yeah, I would want it. I loved everything about it except that Metal Gear, the original Metal Gear. Although they've redone Metal Gear so many times that's not really a fair choice. I just love the Metal Gear was like the first game that I could remember playing where you had to go get a bunch of different things and you could power up different things and get gear. I thought that was cool. I was hooked.
And the sound. Ding!
Gosh.
I just thought of a game in that same genre as Metal Gear, though. Splinter Cell. Did you guys ever play Splinter Cell?
That was on the list of.
No,
We
love
played a
Cell was
lot of
awesome.
Splinter Cell.
that was on my list for the first because that was Ken and I and Beast and Carrot used to play it all the time. That was a great game.
Yeah.
I remember
With the green goggles.
Yes.
Yes,
And
that
it
was the
made
first
little-
game where I remember the night vision being really good.
Do you
I
remember?
think they're going to redo those again.
Well, they probably will. I mean, that's Tom Clancy's got a franchise there. But did Jason and Josh, did you guys ever play the multiplayer version of that where you had...
No.
Oh, yeah, there was a good multiplayer where two of the people, or maybe it's 3-on-3, were the spies. So you were always trying to be stealthy while the other guys were commandos, and they were trying to find the spies. And it was really well done because the different factions, depending on what side you were on, you had different mechanics, and you had different strengths and weaknesses. And it was really well done. We played that for days.
Yeah,
That's a good damn game.
Absolutely.
it was.
Okay, well, that was fun. Did you guys have fun? We had a good time.
A great time.
Okay, with 2 weeks out from Vanguard, which we'll do a special show about. Go ahead.
I think we should do a playing episode.
Yeah,
for that.
play. Okay, I'm down with that. We're
Live
gonna
stream.
figure out how to do. We're gonna. Okay, Ken has homework. Ken, you need to figure out how we can get
Poor
an
Ken.
audio feed from Xbox. That we can all play Xbox with our headsets, but we'll take a feed and I'll just have it run into this.
Isn't that Twitch?
No, you're talking about the audio.
No, I think like if the Xbox Windows app, if I log into the Xbox Windows app and I use that as an audio input, perhaps.
Yeah.
We'll research this.
Yeah.
But that'll be cool because we'll play Vanguard and we'll record the episode, but we'll get good audio quality.
Yeah.
Versus us. We're going to figure this out. Okay. In a matter of 2 weeks, Vanguard comes out. In the meantime, we're going to play Call of Duty Season 6. Are we in Season 6?
Yeah.
The Haunting Season 6.
Yep.
Right.
We're going to go play Season 6 right now. I'm going to crush you all, as always. We're the old guys playing games.
Check the
next time,
stats. Check the stats.
Ooh, we should share our stats. We'll tell you what our gamer tags are. Maybe I already did on this episode. And with that, we'll see you next time.